G'day everyone, welcome to this edition of DURKO's Notebook for the 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's been a bit slow getting into the desk this week. It's been a big one at work and had my office Christmas party. Got full as a state school and there was hung over like a wet towel, so I've had to thaw out a bit. Anyway, the Aussie heat is upon us. I'm sitting here sweating like a gypsy with a mortgage. So I've got a shitload I want to talk about. It's the season finale. Let's get on with the show. Pull up a pew, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. You wouldn't fucking read about it. So F1 has again returned to the Yas Marina circuit, and I think it's one of the best Herman Tilke design circuits around. I know I keep saying that every season, but I just love the place. I think there's always great racing there. Now, the one thing that I got the shits with during the course of the weekend, and obviously during quali, was the track limits at Turn 1. Because Turn 1 was where all the action was, and there was a lot of discussion around the breaches of the track limits at Turn 1, especially by Checo Perez, Piastri and Leclerc. Now, Regulation 33.3 of the driver standards states that if any part of enough parts of the car that there's nothing left on the actual circuit, you're deemed to have left the track. So I can't work out from this image. They just stated that Checo was still within the track limits. Then we refer to this image of Piastri, and then this one of Leclerc. Now, all three of them, I say, are outside the white line. And how Checo and Leclerc got the lap time handed back to them, I don't know, because Piastri was obviously had his thrown out. But I think it's just bullshit that they can't come up with a better system, like the small gravel trap, which would be perfect there at Turn 1. Just a metre-wide gravel trap. If the car goes more than 10 to 15 centimetres, or whatever, 5 centimetres off the track limit, the white line, they're in the gravel, spews up all the gravel. There's a visual indicator that they have breached the track limits. Now, for those that watch tennis, obviously there's a Hawkeye system, and Patrick Lemaire made the comment that maybe they need to bring in something like the Hawkeye, which has got rid of all the linesmen in tennis. They don't have them anymore, but the Hawkeye system certainly works for tennis to show whether the ball is in or out once it's been served by, or shot or served or return hit by the player on that court. So why the hell they can't come up with that sort of a system? With all the trickery and century they've got on the cars, they can't come up with something as simple as this to determine the track limits being breached. Overall, I think the amateur move of the race was Valtteri Bottas going to the side of the Haas. I don't know, he just switched off. He said, yep, I've got no drive. He openly stated it was a mistake to go to Sauber for the last 3 seasons. And I think he just switched off and just wanted to go and sell bottles of gin and ride his bike, because he just wasn't in it at all. So overall, I think it was a great season. I think probably a decade or plus more since we've seen a season as exciting as this. When it came down to the drivers, we had 7 different winners, with Max obviously taking the title. And it was a variety of wins across the whole season, which I think made it exciting. Then the constructors, it was pretty narrow itself. I mean, there was 4 teams there. There was Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull and Mercedes all vying for it. But then it came down to McLaren and Ferrari at the end, with McLaren returning after many, many years to take the constructors' title. So it was great for them to do it. And I think it's credit to Zach Brown and Andre Stella for what they've been able to do with that team since all the time as they've gone with absolutely no success at all. So, just want to clarify, an amazing season. And the last thing I want to say in closing this notebook is the FIA. I think they've just become nothing but an absolute farcical joke this season. The way the stewards have acted has called them into account credibility as to the role they've played. And I think they need to have a full-time steward. But of course, the clown that runs the circus, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, has said, well, we don't have the money to fund it. Well, clearly you do, because you're supporting the premier form of motorsport, and if you can't pay a bloke a salary for a whole year, then there's something wrong with what you're doing, and maybe it's time you stepped out and they appoint another president, somebody that actually knows what they're doing and can do the job properly. So So that's all I want to say for this notebook. Again, yeah, it's been a great season, and a lot of notebooks I've done the full season, so this is where I sign off for this year, and I'll come back with a notebook after pre-season testing. But until then, I want to say thank you to everyone for your support in the group this year, and for those that watch the YouTube videos at home, I thank you for your support in getting through these videos that I put together here in my laundry. So here's the obligatory end of season photo to show you what the studio looks like when I'm not sitting here at the desk under the lights. So until then, I shall wish you all the best for the festive season into the new year, and I'll talk to you again next year after pre-season testing. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.